Yes sir, YouTube! This is the first race test for the new suspension setup. We are running the WP Explorer Pro 6500 cartridge inserts on the front end and the K-Teck Bladder kit with a revalve on the rear PDS shock. So let's go! I'm racing in the 40 plus A class in the last round of the FMS2 Enduro Cross Country Series here in Quebec, Canada. I'm 43 years old, 5'10", and 170 pounds. So we kept the stock springs in the front forks and on the PDS shock as they were adequate for my weight. The rear sag is at 110 millimeters and the preload is at the 0-click settings for the front end. Oh, I must mention that I've never done any MX or motocross track training, so I struggle to keep up with these guys in the fast grass track sections. But I did feel a lot more comfortable and was able to push more than usual. The front end seemed to stay higher up in the stroke and had no diving issues that I would get with the stock Explorer setup. The bike felt planted and I was able to corner and stay in the ruts with a lot more confidence. The back end felt smooth, stayed straight out of cornering, and got good traction without spinning out and losing control. I knew that this guy here, Daniel Corriveau, is pretty fast, so if I could keep up with him until we got into the woods, I would be in a pretty good position. One thing about these races is that you get to see techniques from other riders in different situations. You get to see what works and doesn't work and get to learn on the fly. Especially in these multi-lap races where you're going to go into these same corners, hit the same ruts and obstacles multiple times during the race. Alright, well this is the type of terrain these forks were built for. Fast, third gear, rough stuff with ruts, rocks and roots weaving through the trees, avoiding other racers without worrying about getting bounced around or losing the front end. I was able to make up some good ground, passing 15 riders in these awesome wooded areas. I think I had a total of 18 passes in the first lap alone. This is definitely a confidence-inspiring suspension combo. It gives you the ability to look up, pick your lines, and keep your speed or gain speed without hesitation. This would be my third race ever and my second race in this series. I have an Enduro and Hard Enduro style guiding service and guide many riders who participate in these events. So I decided to try it out, not for the competition purposes, but for the experience. and to work on other aspects of riding like speed, cornering, and incorporate different techniques in a race-like situation. It also motivates me to work on my cardio and push my physical conditioning. I seem to be getting a small fan base at these events. It was surprising to hear the cheers, but it did feel good coming into the woods like this. This section had a lot of roots, and these forks kept my front end straight and floated over them like nothing, helping me to keep my speed without using excess energy. The rear end of the bike felt good and planted. It did not want to kick like the stock setup. It was very predictable and hooked up great when given throttle for momentum and to keep the front end light when needed. I used 100% of the suspension's travel. I bottomed out once in 5 laps and 2 hours of racing. They felt great throughout the whole race. They were consistent and I felt no fade whatsoever. Very, very impressed and very, very happy with the performance of this setup. So if you'd like to do any type of enduro cross-country racing or like to ride fast single-track trails, then I would highly recommend the WP Explorer Pro 6500 cartridge inserts with the K-Teck Bladder kit. This is a great combo to upgrade your KTM suspension and to take you and your bike to the next level. Yes, sir!